Hello everyone, welcome to my history on one of the events where almost all nations and people can come together. The Olympics. While remaining a modern invention, its roots spread back millennia. Without further ado, here's my history of the Olympics. Enjoy. 2,797 years ago in 776 BCE, the world was a very different place. One place which bore little resemblance to its present self was Greece. Rather than being a united nation capable of sending questionable financial reports to the EU like it is today, Greece simply was not a country. Instead, it was a collection of random city-states called polis, plural for polis. Each polis essentially acted like its own country, similar to what we now consider the nations of Monaco, the Vatican, or Singapore. Each polis generally contained its own culture and patron god. One such polis is where our story begins, Elis. Elis was a city in southwest Greece located on the Olympian plain, hence the name Olympics. Here, the first recorded Olympics, they were presumably already centuries old by this point, occurred in 776 BCE during the Festival of Zeus. Dozens, if not hundreds, of city-states sent in athletes to compete in this top sports event, which included the sports of foot races, boxing, chariot racing, wrestling, and good old fight till someone gives up or drops dead. With this, the Olympic tradition had begun. With a popular sporting tradition established, changes would soon take place. In 708 BCE, the Pentathlon was introduced. It's where people would race on foot, perform a long jump, throw a disc and javelin, and wrestle, all in one going. After several more centuries of the Olympics and the Pentathlon, Greece would find itself a collection of city-states no more. In 146 BCE, those pesky Romans conquered all of Greece and its city-states, meaning that they would control how the Olympics were done. The Romans would mostly ignore the Olympics until centuries later in 393 CE. Christian Emperor Theodosius I, the Great, abolished the Olympics since he thought they were a pagan symbol. By this point, the Olympics were over 1,000 years old. Anyways, the new ban on the Olympics would cause them to fall to the back of the history books. Until in the 1500s, with the Renaissance, many looked back to the enlightened views of Roman and Greek historical figures for inspiration in just about everything. This fascination for the culture of ancient Greece especially will culminate in 1894, when Frenchman Charles-Pierre de Frédéric de Coubertin had an idea. What if the world brought back the ancient Greek tradition of the Olympics? And so, 1,503 years after Theodosius banned it, on this day, April 6, 126 years ago in 1896, the first modern Olympic Games took place in the capital of the land where it originated, Athens, Greece. The games were held in the Panathenaic Stadium, which was built in 393 BCE and is still used daily. With the conclusion of these games, many more would come after the Athenian Olympic Games' immense popularity. In 1924, the first Winter Games were held in Chamonix, France. And in 1936, the historic Berlin Summer Games, where Jesse Owens and Barrett Hitler participated in, the first Olympic torch was lit. And so, the Olympics have continued to the present day in Tokyo, Japan, and next Paris, France, all without any widespread allegations of cheating like in Sochi. Oh. And with that was my history of the Olympics. What a long and interesting 3,000-year-long history. Just as the athletes in the Olympic Games needed to take a break, I need to do the same. That being said, I will be on vacation for the next week and won't be able to upload until April 19th. That day, I will cover the Oklahoma City bombings. I will return in 2 weeks and apologize for the absence in uploading in the meantime. Nonetheless, thanks for watching.